What's up, guys? I am your host, Rabina Rastaban, and this is the Mystic Media channel. So, today I want to get into Scorpio a little bit deeper. Scorpio likes it deep. And this video is going to be about the supernatural, demonic activity, the paranormal. And so, Scorpio deals with the occult, and it can deal with paranormal activity. But Pisces is the ruler of paranormal activity. But Scorpio can deal with paranormal activity, usually in the form of demonic activity. So, like I mentioned before in my sex demon video and also my dark sided Scorpio video, Scorpio has an ability to attract demonic influence. Now, some people would call me a conspiracy theorist, but I really don't like that term. But over the years, I've been doing a lot of research just on spiritual topics. I've always been attracted to the paranormal, always been attracted to the supernatural, especially the dark side. So I've always, researched, demons and things like that. So one of the things that used to come up years ago was that the closer we got to the age of Aquarius, or basically in the time that we're living now, there would be demons that would come from the fourth dimension, and somehow some way these demons would be unleashed. And I believe that humans on earth are actually uh causing these demons to become unleashed from the fourth dimension, from their activities, directly and indirectly. But more on that in a minute. So nowadays, you're going to see more and more people just behaving in a very strange and reckless and destructive way. And a lot of that has to do with we are dealing with an influx of negative energy. And you can call that demonic activity. Some people just want to say it's just negative energy, but you have to ask yourself, why does it seem like the world is getting worse? Well, we are really in a battle between good and evil, and it's a spiritual battle. Now, I'm not a Christian, and I actually don't subscribe to any religion. I'm just very spiritual. And I do believe that there is a divine being that basically is responsible for this universe. But I really don't believe that this divine being gets involved in our daily lives and intercedes for us. I really believe that we're on our own pretty much on earth, except for getting help from other lower spirits such as angels, demons, um, different types like fairies or whatnot. I believe in all. I believe that there's different spiritual beings that exist among us. Some of which do not have our best interests in mind, which would be demons. So once you subscribe to the belief that there are spiritual entities, you have to be real with yourself and say, okay, well, if there's good spiritual entities, there also has to be bad. So if you subscribe to that line of reasoning, which I do, then that can provide an explanation as to why so many people are tripping nowadays. I mean, doing just unspeakable things. And it seems like it's growing. And like I said about the sex demon thing, sex demon has an insatiable appetite. So the more you feed it, the more it's going to grow. And there's really no getting control over it unless there is some type of divine intervention, a la exorcism. But in the case of a psychological demon, you really can't exorcise a psychological demon. Either the person's going to self-destruct in their process of destroying others, or, it will take total willpower to turn themselves around. But if you know anything about human nature, our will is weak. And as they say, the flesh is weak. But I believe that a lot of demons came up from the fourth dimension when Saturn was in Scorpio. Now Saturn is in Sagittarius. When Saturn was in Scorpio, I did notice an increase in the amount of vulgar material that was coming across, like on Facebook, like on regular social media sites. And trust me, I am no prude. I mean, I done been around the block. I mean, I got stories to tell you. And if you really stay tuned to my channel, I will share some of my stories because I really don't have any I'm really not ashamed about some of the things that I've done in my life, and I'm really honest about who I am. So yeah, I'm not a prude. I done been around, I done seen so many things, but when it comes to dealing with evil head on, that's where I'm still like, whoa, like back up. And one of the most seductive forms of evil is through sex. So sex demons, they can start off as being very seductive. That temptation can be very seductive, and it might start off in phases. Like for instance, somebody that's addicted to porn, they might start off, just watching regular vanilla porn, and then they might go deeper into it, and then they might go deeper. Next thing you know, they going into the deep internet to find some crazy shit. Yeah, somebody, people put me onto the deep internet. I never access it. I refuse to because I got a weak stomach. But yeah, I've heard that there's, a deep internet out there, which would be very scorpionic. So that probably came about when Saturn was in Scorpio. So Saturn in Scorpio was a motherfucker. Like, so much negative activity was going down. And now we're dealing with the aftermath. So Scorpio can deal with demonic activity, and it can deal with the worst parts of the psyche. Scorpio is basically the trash bin of the zodiac. It's where all the garbage and all the refuse and all the waste goes. And Scorpio deals with the excretory system, basically your rectum, your lower intestine, your anus. And shit, it deals with that too. So all the muck, all the nasty, funky, dirty, low down, stank shit is Scorpio. And then I add in Aquarius with it. We are entering the age of Aquarius. Aquarius deals with perversion. So that can, explain why we are in such dark times. But going along with now that Saturn's in Sagittarius, Sagittarius is a very spiritual sign. It's a sign of religion. It's a sign of spirituality. So now we are faced with a spiritual battle between good and evil, now that these demons from the fourth dimension, or you might as well just say negative energy in general, has increased. So this shit is no joke, y'all. Like, stay tuned because you're going to see more and more low down, dirty, like unspeakable shit. And I'll be here along the way to help everybody get through it, because I feel like that's part of the reason why I've been put on this earth, to help people gain a higher understanding of why things are happening in their life and why things are happening in this world. So I just wanted to touch on that. Sorry if some of my videos seem kind of dark, but that's just who I am. I'm a Capricorn rising, Capricorn moon. My midheaven is in Scorpio. Uranus is on my midheaven in Scorpio. So, and my north node's in Scorpio. So I do tend to lean towards the dark side of life, but I do it from a position of light, because I feel like I've been also put on this earth to wage a war against evil. And like I said, I'm not a Christian, I'm not a Hindu, I'm not a Jew, I don't subscribe to any particular religion, but I feel like I can gain from most of them. And that's why I really don't denigrate religion. I'm a Sagittarius. Sagittarius is a sign of religion. I've studied most of the religions out there, and I've tried to pick and choose. At one point I was heavily into Judaism. At one point I was heavily into Taoism. At one point I was heavily into Islam. So yeah, I've been around religiously. So I know what I'm talking about when I talk about religion and spirituality. So there is good to be gained from most religions. So that's just part of my spiritual belief system. Hope it wasn't too dark, but if you want, I'll get even darker. So stay tuned. Peace and blessings.